After making six figures on Amazon, there are so many people that have helped me along the way. There's so many tools and resources. We've been getting this a lot in the comments to share some of the tips and tricks and resources to cross six figures on Amazon. So I'm going to share some affiliate links. I'm going to share some experiences and different channels that I actually have helped me along the journey. And more importantly, these are things that I wish I had when I got started. My name is Jenny Hansen Lane. I've been publishing for 3.5 years on Amazon. I just uploaded my 612th book. I focus on coloring books, line journals, activity books, word searches, crossword puzzles, joke books for kids is a new one. Let's dive into this. This has been actually something that I have collected over time to create for a lot of my students when they want those additional resources. Let me see if I can make it bigger here. So when I started in 2022, I was looking on YouTube. I was learning from all different sorts of channels. These are affiliate links, so I do get a kickback that I put back into my book income stream machine. Let's dive into this, as many of you have asked this. If you are here from copywriting, my copywriting channel, like you've watched videos about me having trouble with my Amazon KDP account because I didn't have additional copywriting, I have a link here for my attorney, Evan Almighty. This is his school group where you can go in and get your answers to all of your questions about copyright. This is something you can pop in and out of. It is a subscription, and it is so helpful to have someone who actually practices law, right? When I first got started, I saw so many different keyword tools to use to find profitable niches. And what I started out with, I actually think that I have a link to Publisher Rocket. I started with Publisher Rocket because it was what I could actually afford at the time. And I think that that is actually an important thing to talk about, is that I don't think you necessarily should go into debt to build a book income stream machine. Now, there's some people that want to take that risk, and I think that that's okay. But for me, I'm like a big bootstrapper. So some of these things that I'm going to share with you here are like things that I did because I'm a bootstrapper. And I think that you can figure out what actually works for you. And I'll put a copy of this in the description. Because I'm a bootstrapper, I actually used Publisher Rocket for a long time to help me find niches. I would say I probably used it for like 2 or 3 months, and then I started making money from my books. And when I started making money from my books, I started to ask myself, how can I use money to free up my time? And when I asked that question, I looked around and I started testing out BookBeam. And BookBeam has a Chrome extension that actually allows you to go into your Amazon Prime account and you can see what's in demand. You can do your keyword research on Amazon, which is really intuitive. And the owner of BookBeam has made $300,000 in 1 month. So I love learning from BookBeam. They even have articles on their website. And I need to update this because they might be doing a Black Friday deal. And so I'm going to check with them. But if you use Bookish 10, that gives you a percentage off. And I'll put this reference link below. The next thing is BookBolt. I was actually introduced to BookBolt after I had already mastered Canva. And so BookBolt is a great book creation software if you are looking to do activity books or even line journals. For me, I need to spend more time mastering BookBolt because I know a lot of people that love it, and I know that when you spend time in it, you learn more and more about it. So I've used BookBolt, but I found out about BookBolt after Canva. So it's kind of like I'm a creature of habit of what I can go and like whip up a book really fast or spend more time. So that for you, that might be BookBolt. For you, if you're brand new, you're like, I would like a dedicated book software. That is BookBolt, okay? Canva is literally for so many things. So if you are just focused on books, BookBolt might be a good fit for you. And this is a 20% off coupon. If you are like me, like I have an email list, I have this beautiful YouTube channel with this beautiful you watching these videos. And so I like to be able to play around in Canva because I need to make thumbnails, I need to make presentations, okay? When it comes to running ads, I wish I would have known about this in the beginning. This is an Amazon credit card that is a Visa, and I think this is, I'm just going to put here, this is a Chase thing. I know I log into Chase to pay the bill. So this gives you extra points when you're using ad spend with Amazon. And so this is a credit card that I only use for Amazon. Now, they might have incentives to use it for air and travel and hotels. I haven't been that savvy focused on it because I spend over $1,000 a month on book ads. So I know, and I think the credit limit that I have is $3,500. I've never tried to increase it, but with Q4 coming up, it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see how fast it can get paid off. Now, something interesting about running ads from my experience is some of these tools that I'm sharing, people ask, like, when should I buy them? And my honest answer to you is I would turn on Amazon book ads before I buy any software. But there might be one exception. Like if I was just getting started, I think I would have bought BookBeam for a trial. And that would have helped me make money. So sometimes we buy a lot of tools and we invest in a lot of tools because we think that we need that. But when we think about income generating activities, Amazon ads almost all the time is going to top the resources that I'm sharing with you today. So I don't want you to think that you need all these things, but also remember you're listening to someone who is a bootstrapper. Like before books changed our lives, we had one car for 9 years and it worked with our schedule. My kids were little, they'd go to bed, my husband was at work, but we made those sacrifices. So there was a time where we had more houses than cars. And I felt like that was a really big flex for us at that time. Now we have another driver. So we're trying to always say, like, let's get more houses than cars because houses are assets that can generate income. And cars can generate income, but they're more depreciating. So when it comes to like making money, the first $18.77 that I made in the span of 21 days on Amazon, I took that portion and attributed it to ads. And then I was able to scale my book income stream. So when it comes to ads like this cash points in cash by Amazon card, last year I used it to pay for all of our Christmas presents from Amazon. And we are probably buying less Christmas presents this year and doing more experiences. So it will be interesting to see how to leverage these points in the future. I would actually just love for any points or cash that I get from spending ads to go back into the ads, because it's a income stream. When I put the money in, I get the money out. And so I will be scaling that. But I wanted to share this with you. And in the beginning, there can be a stigma to use credit cards to make money. And the really tricky part that I had to kind of justify for myself, and I would love your thoughts on this too, so be sure to put it in the comments, is when we make sales on Amazon with book ads, that data then goes over to the shipping department and they have to pull up the file, they have to print the book, they have to bind it, and they ship it and they send it out. So there is a lag between a book ad selling and when it shows up in your account. And then on top of that, we are not paid out for 60 days. And so it can really be cash flow high risk to use everything in your bank account to try to leverage the Amazon KDP book income. So I don't necessarily think we should go into debt, but I do think there are exceptions for debt, and that is a modest house and education. And I see this as education and a way to make money. So I was able to feel okay about that. And then just being in a place that when those royalties come in 60 days, that you're paying off any of the credit card debt that you have to free that up to spend more, but then also just to be free from the bonds that comes with debt, and it's also it's not necessarily that debt is a horrible thing, but it's a way where we lose ownership. So when we put off our to-do list, it's kind of like time debt, like we just get it done, right? So anyway, sorry for that little rant, but this is an affiliate code for that credit card if you want to test it out. One of the things that I purchased when I first got started was EasyPub Profits, and they send you, I should pull it up, I might have it here by my desk, a huge chunk, I have it here, of everything that is in demand. Okay, do you see how big this is? I printed it off. You don't need to print it off. This was like 300 pages. And so they give you things that are in demand. So in March, there's National Plant a Flower Day. And so there is a lot of additional traffic that comes on Amazon during March when people are doing stuff like that. It gives you ideas also to publish on. Let me see if there's, okay, so there's March, every day that there's a holiday, EasyPub Profits will tell you what is trending. They also give you a keyword section. So Book Talk Reading Journal, at the time of this was generated, there were 2,000 results. So that's very low competition. And they found that the BSR book, the lowest one was 58,000. So that means it sells every day. And there's over 10,000 people searching. So this was a great starter for me to start thinking about how to do it. And I did this first in January. This one is January 2023. So it's a big, massive guy. So if you have the funds to do that, I think it's great because it's going to get the wheels kind of turning in your head about what you can start publishing. And to be frankly forthright and honest, not every book that you create is going to generate a bunch of money for you. And that's not always the purpose. I think mastery is really messy, and we have to put in the reps to see the results. And even now, I just did some Christmas books, like something that people can buy to put in a stocking. And I've never done that before. So even though I've made 6 figures and I have 5 to 6 niches that sell, there's still some testing that goes on. And I think that if I could share anything with you is that you should get comfortable with that idea of and then also being detached from the outcome. I get a lot of messages where people say this needs to work for me. And when we do that to ourselves, it's a form of scarcity and not abundance. And so when I catch myself saying things like that, I go to my journal. This is for this year. This is 2025. And I write down the things that I'm grateful for. It goes in here. And that literally solves all my problems. Okay, let's keep going. I was also wondering if you guys would be interested in a video about the books that I've read in my pursuit to creating 6 figures. I'm currently reading How to Get Rich by Felix, and he's a really great storyteller. So if there's books that you're like, oh, I would love that, there's things that have shifted my mind during this process too. Okay, so EasyPub Profits they have, I believe, a subscription model, but then also a one-time fee for you to try it out if you're like, I'm not great at keyword research yet. Okay. Some free Chrome extensions is Self-Publisher and Titans. They're a great company. They've got a YouTube channel. They're always cheering self-publishers on, and I absolutely love that about them. If you are wanting to get started and not spending, if you have money, like I think Publisher Rocket is $197. It's a one-time fee. It's downloaded to your computer, and you open it up and you do keyword research just on Publisher Rocket, but you do get lifetime access. So that's actually where I started before I got BookBeam. And I did actually start with this free resource of Self-Publishing Titans because it does plug in to Amazon as well. So that's a really, really great feature. Some of you have asked how I film some of my videos that have this circle, and that is Loom. It's a desktop feature. You guys probably don't need any YouTube tools, but I'll give you this link where I took some training on YouTube. That's there too. One of my favorite book creation tools when I'm doing complex books is the word search puzzle maker. The website is Instant Puzzle, and this is available through WarriorPlus. I actually went on a cruise with the owner of WarriorPlus, and I learned a lot, and it was really fun. So WarriorPlus is a place where people come together and they sell their offers. And so the owner of the Instant Puzzle Maker, he has many other types of apps to use. He sells everything through WarriorPlus. It's almost like a marketplace. If you're not using Canva, we've got links for that. And then there are other resources. This kind of goes into more of the books and mindset that I've learned. If you need contracts for hiring out illustrators, then my friend, she's an attorney, she gives those templates out so you can customize them. This is like if you were using something, if you wanted to get an illustrator from Fiverr or Upwork and you needed something to protect yourself, then Kaylee has those contracts. The person that I learned book ads from before I created my own course, this is his program. One of the reasons that he actually has two programs. He has the Mastery and the Essential. And I learned a lot. And the reason why I created my own course is because this course creator does not actively publish books. And so there were some gaps and pockets and holes where I started testing stuff that kind of blew my mind and helped me reach six figures. And so I really wanted to create a Amazon book ads course for people who didn't want to hire out an agency and who actively creates books themselves. And so that's kind of the positioning of my course, because I didn't really see anything out there that someone that's like testing all the time. And so my course has over 31 strategies. I should probably put a link here in this video, but I do like to give credit to the people who taught me a lot of things. And so this mastery course and the essential course really helped me. And then I had to go and record my own documentation for how would this apply to someone who's publishing their own books and not running ads for somebody else. Okay. For those of you that are growing an email list and you want to see like where your leads come from, or you're doing Facebook ads, I use Hyros for that. And I have some affiliate links for that. Some people ask me different things about like staying focused. I don't have a fasting app here. And this one actually is happening this next year. I can't decide. I'm not going this year, but I have been toying with the idea of doing some type of marketing cruise for book publishers because I think it'd be really fun. I went to these places. These places are magical. Bon Air was magical. If you feel alone or isolated, I have a Facebook group that you're welcome to join. And let me know how I can help you guys. Let me know. There might be some affiliate links I don't have on here, or some free resources that I may have missed. So drop that in the comments. But these are the tools that I use. I really try to keep it simple. I really want making money online to be as passive and simple as possible, but also understanding we have to put in the work, right? And so you'll hear me say like mastery is messy. And so you just embrace that mess, right? You get used to it and you figure out these really cool things. For those of you that have asked me about trademark, anything trademark law-wise, that's Evan's Pocket Counsel that would be a good fit for you. In closing, I love you. I have a free training coming up. I'm going to drop a link below to invite you. I've been recording some videos behind the scenes of me upping my bid amount for Q4 for books. So I'd love to know what other resources you would like to see. This video is actually based off of many people asking for. So always put in the comments here on YouTube. That's the best place for my team to see them about how we can help you grow your book income stream machine. So thank you for being here, and I love you. And if you don't quit, you can't lose. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.